welcome back to Helix Tap House. And thank you for tuning in to another exciting episode of the Average Joe Beer Connoisseur. Last time we met, we went over some Independence Day preppers. I hope everyone's coming back with all their fingers. I hope everyone had a great time, maybe followed some of the things that I said and made your barbecue really a big blowout. And it was amazing. So I hope you had fun. I had a great time. If you follow me on Instagram or Untapped, you probably saw that. If you don't follow me on those, make sure you do that. And as far as subscribers, I still need about 23 more to get to where I need to be to get that custom URL. So please share this video if you like it, let people know about it. There's people that need to know about beer, and I'm here to help them. So, all right. So a couple weeks ago, probably more than a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, I had a beer on here from Great Notion Brewing. I really enjoyed it. So today I figured I would do all Great Notion for you. My all 450 was a success. People really liked that. So we decided to go with all Great Notion this time around. Now, Great Notion is in Portland, Oregon, and according to them, they focus on juicy, hazy IPAs and culinarily inspired stouts and sours. So I picked some stouts, I picked a sour, and I picked an IPA, so we can compare them all, see if they really do focus and specialize in these things. They have like a 4.2 average or a little higher as a brewery rated on Untapped, which puts them in one of the top rated breweries on Untapped. So if you ever have an opportunity to get out in Portland, if you have the opportunity to try one of these guys, I highly recommend doing it. Everything I've had from them so far has been very, very tasty, have not been disappointed. So first up, we have Legend of the Woodsman. This was actually brewed in a collaboration with Horse Aged Ales. And Horse Aged Ales is one of the top rated breweries on Untapped. They make a lot of good stuff. They're a little harder to get, but they're excellent. So this collaboration I was really excited for. I've never had this. They brewed this with all Citra hops and a new experimental hop that they were messing with. So I'm not really sure what to expect. I'm expecting to have a little bit of citrus. I'm expecting to, I don't know, they said something about weed wafting from around the corner. So I'm not really sure what that is. This is a double New England IPA. It's coming in at about 8%. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this here. This is good. It's very citrusy. You get a lot of that citrus up front, but it does kind of have like that weedy, piney taste that a lot of IPAs used to have when they were a little too bitter. It's really interesting and very good. Very like that. Horse Aged Ales does not disappoint. Great Notion to start off is really good. So this is 8%. Drinkability, you can't tell it's 8%. It's very smooth. That citrus hops really brings out the flavor profile. It's really nice. It makes me want to drink a lot more of it. Taste for style, tastes like a New England IPA, tastes like a double, and it has all that citrus, and it has a little bit more that they're calling for in there, which I'm a big fan of that. Will this get you drunk? Hot summer day, 8%. If I had a case of these, this is probably what I would be drinking. Very, very good. Final overall rating for this bad boy, I'm gonna give that a full pour. Big fan of that. I'm definitely gonna give that a full pour. Untapped has this like an average, like a 4.21 or something around those lines. So really good beer, really high rated. A lot of people like it. If I was you, like I said, definitely get to Great Notion. But if you have the opportunity, I would try this one. So let's get into their culinarily inspired beers. But first up, we have Blueberry Muffin. It's a sour. When I opened this thing, it just punched me right in the nose with blueberry. I thought my nose was gonna start bleeding. It was so pungent, and it got me really, really excited to try it. I was quite pumped. So this has an Untapped rating of about a 4.35, and it is a blueberry sour coming in about 5.5%. So 4.35 rating on Untapped's really high. So let's see if it's good as it smells. Wow. If you like blueberries, you would love to smell this. It smells like a candle. Oh, wow. It's a little sour, it's a little tart, but it does actually remind me of a blueberry muffin. That's what they're shooting for. This is excellent. So, I keep looking at this because normally when you have a blueberry beer or something that's brewed with blueberries, the color of this is normally more purple or bluish, and I'm interested that I like this color because doesn't look like it was overly fruited. So for drinkability, that goes down very easy, but it's extremely sweet. So it's more of a sipper. I'm not going to be chugging those, but it's like sweet and sour. Taste for style, tastes like blueberry. and it definitely has a blueberry muffin taste to it. I don't know if they put anything in it. I was reading the cans. It doesn't say they're brewing with anything that would add like that muffin taste or any sugars or anything, but it's very good. It tastes exactly what it says it's going to taste like. Will it get you drunk? It will. Probably you're going to take your time drinking it because of the flavor that it is, but I guess if you really love blueberries, you could chug it and that would get you there. So my final rating for this one, I'm gonna go with another full pour. This is double full pours. This is excellent. Both of these so far have got me extremely excited going forward because their stouts are what I've really been looking forward to. This is what I've heard people talk a lot about. I've had their IPAs. I've had like creamsicle milkshake IPAs. I've had their double VDH plum. I've had another sour. So I've never had a stout. So I'm really excited for these stouts. So hopefully they don't disappoint as the first two did not. So here we go. Also, this is my first time ever doing all reviews about ever having one before. Normally I pick one or two beers that I've had before, give you a review, maybe try to teach you something about it, and then have like one or two experimental beers. This is all first time experimental. I had no idea what I was getting. This could have been all flops. You know, we could have had a show of all nothings. We didn't, obviously. So that was good. This is my first time doing them all on the fly. We're going to see how we're going, how we're doing here. Maybe we'll do another one. We'll see. Next up is one I was looking forward to. It is the Moon Pie Imperial Stout. It's coming in at 11%, and then the style is that it is the Imperial Stout, but it's brewed with a lot of things. It's brewed with marshmallows, cinnamon, Ecuadorian cocoa nibs, let's see what else, Madagascar vanilla beans, and brown sugar. This has an Untappd rating of 3.96. This is actually the lowest rated of all the ones that we have so far today, but I've heard really good things about it, and I've had it sitting in the fridge, and I was like, I really need to drink this. Well, glad I had the opportunity to today. So let me go ahead and get that after that. Oh, that's a lot of cinnamon. So, up front, it's pretty sweet. You definitely can tell there's some brown sugar. I'm not getting much marshmallow in it. And there's a little vanilla bean, but that cinnamon is overpowering and it's really, really strong. So drinkability on that one, the cinnamon really hits you real hard. It's not bad, you know, it tastes good. It's not like you're not doing that, you know, cinnamon challenge when you're coughing up a lung and you're dying. It tastes good. However, it's kind of like that blueberry dessert we talked about before. It's just a lot of flavor, a lot of overpowering. I'm not gonna drink that real fast. Gonna sip on that one. Taste for style, there's a lot of things in there that I was looking for. The marshmallows I'm kind of missing out on. I definitely get the cocoa for sure, and I get a little bit of vanilla, and I get the brown sugar at the beginning, and then I get all the cinnamon. So it has some of the things that it says it was brewing in there, missing some of the things, but when you're making a lot of stuff putting in there, when you're mashing all that stuff up, it's hard to get out all the individual flavors. I will come back to this after we try our next beer to see if, or maybe after we try our last beer, because we do have one more, Taylor's recommendation beer. Maybe after we try that one, I'll come back to it, reevaluate, and see if I get any different flavors, because when you have all that stuff in there, sometimes the longer it sits, the better it tastes, the more things you have come out of it. So we will come back to that and see what happens. Will that get you drunk? At 11%, you only need a little bit of them, and it will get you there. But like how fast you're gonna drink them, I'm gonna say probably not. It's gonna take you a while. As of right now, for this, I'm only gonna give this beer about a half pour. Not that it's a bad beer, not that I wouldn't recommend you trying it. Just a lot of cinnamon. It's still lingering in my mouth. Wish I had some pretzels or something to take care of that before I move on to my next one. Because the next one's a heavy hitter here. So the next one is Double Stack. And when I opened this, after I got punched in the face with blueberry, I got smacked with some maple syrup. So those two combined makes it seem like blueberry pancakes in this room right now. If you walked into this house, you would think, oh, they're cooking something, blueberry pancakes. A lot of maple coming out of this. I was excited for this one because this won gold at the World Cup for beer in 2016. So that's pretty exciting. This is a breakfast style stout, And this is brewed with, as they call it, an irresponsible amount of maple, and it's aged on Sumatra. I don't know how to say that word. I don't drink coffee. It's a type of coffee bean. I have no idea how to say it. So, yeah, it's in there. So I was really excited. Won a gold medal, and it has a 4.41 average on Untappd. High rating. Super pumped. Never had it before. You can't tell, I'm like a small child right now at Christmas. So let's see. If you could just, I wish I had like a way to give you one of those scratch offs so you could scratch off and you could smell this, because it is so potent, so pungent. Let's go ahead and try it. Wow. That's extremely maple syrupy. It's really good. It tastes like a pancake with maple syrup. And I love pancakes. But that maple syrup is really strong. A few more of those bad boys, and you're not going to be able to trust your farts. I'm going to tell you that. That's going to be... I should probably explain to you why I find that funny. Because most people would be like, that doesn't make any sense, Pat. So if you've ever seen the movie Super Troopers, there's a scene in there where guys are chugging maple syrup, and it's all on the lips. They're chugging maple syrup. So a buddy of mine in college, we thought, you know what's a great idea? We're both fast chuggers. Let's chug a bottle of maple syrup. So we went to the store and we ended up buying the sugar-free maple syrup, because we were like, oh, we don't need diabetes here. So we went and we got sugar-free maple syrup. We were going to have a chugging contest. And we started chugging this maple syrup. And in case you were wondering, I've beaten him in every chugging contest we've ever had, and he smoked me in this maple syrup. It was ridiculous, like how fast he was. It's like he loved it or something. And since then, I haven't eaten maple syrup on pancakes. I use like jelly or peanut butter. But anyway, a ton of maple syrup. I just drank the whole thing, and it was gross. About an hour into it, I'm sitting on one toilet, he's sitting on the other toilet, and we were uncontrollably shitting our pants. It was insane. It's like someone just turned a faucet on, and it just started flowing, and it never stopped. So, it was madness. So, that's why I can't trust a fart after maple syrup. However, a friend of mine, now I'm in this storytelling mode here, a friend of mine, he found a bottle of maple syrup that was expired 2 to 4 years. I don't remember exactly, because we were in high school, we were partying at a cabin, and he came out and this bottle was full, and he just cranked this lid and he chugged this bottle of maple syrup. He didn't have one problem. Didn't have any gas, didn't have the shits. I'm thinking it's got to be the sugar-free stuff. It's like those sugar-free gummy bears. If you eat too many of them, you shit your pants. So, anyway, tangent back. Drink too many of these, all that maple syrup, I'm going to be scared, not trusting farts. But drinkability, heavy on maple syrup. If you love maple syrup, as some people do, you're chugging this, because it tastes a lot like maple syrup. I forgot what it tastes like, so I'll try again. Definitely got pancake. Taste for style, everything it says it's going to be in there is in there. It tastes just like that. They deliver again. Will it get you drunk? 11%. Me personally, I'm not going to be drinking a lot of these because of the whole maple syrup story thing, but definitely, if you love maple syrup, you're going to be pounding these, because you can't even tell that's 11%. They hide that alcohol in there so well. I'm extremely impressed with this beer. Final rating, I'm giving it a full pour. I'm going to be sipping on it because of the maple syrup in it. It's a little too strong for me, but it is extremely tasty. You cannot tell. So very, very good. So there we go. We did a little quick show. The last couple have been like 20, 25 minutes. I did not want to take up that much of your time today, so I decided to make it a little quicker than normal. Lastly, we do have Taylor's recommendation of the week. She did not put it in the bag this time. We have Punch You in the IPA. It is an Imperial IPA brewed with pineapple. So Punch You in the IPA is from 50 West, and 50 West is in Cincinnati, and every year they do this event called the Punch Out. So they take a bunch of breweries from all over Cincinnati, and then they train them, and then they have a boxing event with the different brewers, and it's pretty sweet. And it just happened this past weekend, and I missed it because I was at work. So this is one of those long, strange journeys, as we had that at Highway Americana before, and I'm really excited to give this a go here. This comes in at 9.2%, 100 IBUs. Their Punch You in the IPA is one of their top selling IPAs, and it's very, very good. I'll have it on the show here at some point for sure. But this pineapple one, and I love pineapple, this pineapple one takes it to a whole nother level. That's really good. So the reason this is Taylor's Easy Drink, even though it's 9.2% and it's 100 IBUs, which is the bitterness, so normally the higher the IBUs, the more bitter a beer is, the pineapple masks this thing so well. You can sit there and just crush these things all day long. That's why we picked it. No, she picked it. And man, drinkability, chugging these bad boys. Taste for style, I love their Punch You in the IPA. This pineapple edition is probably the best variant I've had of theirs. So tasty. Will this get you drunk? I'm not speaking from experience, but this will definitely exceed your expectations of drunkenness. And final rating for this one, if I'm going to give it one, I'm going to give this a full pour 2. This is excellent. Fantastic. So there you have it. Sped things up a little for you today. Try to get in there and give you little details. So great notion. Definitely need to check it out. I would highly recommend it if you're ever in Portland. If you ever get an opportunity to go there, drink them. IPAs is what they specialize in. Fantastic. The sours, great. Every one single one I've had, but this blueberry is amazing. And I wanted to come back to this one. That's why I was stalling here. I wanted to let it warm up a little bit longer. Yeah. Getting a lot of cinnamon. Too much cinnamon for me. There is a brown sugar taste to it. It's coming out. It's a little more sweeter on the front end. No marshmallow. Not much vanilla. So definitely lacking in what I was looking for in that one. Still going to give that one just a half pour. Not a bad beer. I can see why a lot of people like I said, it's got a 3.95, 3.96 rating on a tap. That's really high. It's almost a 4 average. So it's not a bad beer. Not what I was looking for. Kind of missing a lot of things that I was expecting. So that one's going to be down. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Average Joe Beer Connoisseur. I really hope you enjoyed this time like I did. But make sure you get out there. Make sure you share the videos. Make sure you let people know that I'm here, especially if someone has just started drinking beer. Follow me on Instagram and on Tap to stay up to date with everything that I'm drinking. And remember, you can always book a flight with me on Untappd. Just send me a message, ask me what I would drink through a list of beers or their menus on Untappd. I love to do that. I love talking about beers. I'll talk to anybody. I had someone the other day. He was at a beer fest and he sent me a picture of the list and I said, you definitely want to try these ones. So just let me know. And until next time, remember, happiness is just a flight away. Cheers.